Hey everybody, welcome. This is something different. I know the angle looks a little bit different than usual, and it kind of faded in and faded out different than how it normally does. But that's because this is a special video. I didn't want it to go into my lives where the lives don't always get as many views as the regular ones, and that's okay. It's just how YouTube does things, I suppose. But speaking of YouTube, this is my 1,000th video on YouTube. And I felt like it was a pretty momentous occasion, right? I felt like it was something really big and really special. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for it. I didn't know if I wanted to make one of my gaming videos to do that, or if I wanted to use one of my spirits videos. Instead, I'm going to make this a short one thanking you, the audience, for expressing enough interest that it has given me the motivation to continue to 1,000 videos, because this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I never thought particularly that I was going to have this many videos. I've always had kind of a love-hate relationship. There's a moth with tangent with YouTube. When I was a lot younger, I didn't like YouTube at all. I thought it was full of mindless, inane nothing, and I was very angsty at the time, and I just dismissed it, as I dismiss a lot of things. Like, I don't do TikTok, and I don't do, a lot of that kind of stuff. I used Snapchat for a little while until I found out that people usually just use it for cheating on people. And then I stopped using it because that wasn't what I was intending to use it for. So, but 1,000 videos is a big deal for me. I've put in the time. I've put in a lot of work to make sure things are uploaded all constantly, daily, every day of the week. And just within the last year, the channel has grown so much. As of this recording, let me look at my phone for what my current subscriber stats are, and we're at 1,794 subscribers. And it boggles my mind. I've done so much to try to push the channel, to try to make sure that we're succeeding, and to make things interesting for people. And I always struggle with whether or not it's interesting enough. I know I've had people say, oh, it's not that good. And I don't really worry about it too much. I don't have a very fragile ego. I don't waffle and wilt under criticism. A lot of times I just let it go whoosh, right over and disappear. And there's a lot of content there. I mean, we've got the gaming videos, which is the big part. We've got the Uncanny Spirits Club, which is still a huge chunk. You've got my haikus. Haikus with Spider has been a great series. People have really gone for that, and so definitely check that out if you haven't. I was trying to do goofy little life lesson kind of things called Here's the Thing, and I couldn't come up with creative things on a daily basis. I just lost the plot on that. And I've got my robot turntable videos. I'm still planning on getting more into those. We've got my music. If you have not checked it out, in the playlist section of this channel, you have just numerous things to fill your interests. So much stuff. And I have to thank you. I had humble beginnings. Back in 2015. It's been about 10 years, give or take. I don't know if I was... Between 2015 and 2016. Sometime in that range, I got my first break in the entertainment business, I suppose you could say. This is a little bit of nostalgia here. I've had my band, which has been me, my musical project, for a long time. I've had that for 25 years. I started doing shows with that, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, 17 maybe. And that never really took off. I mean, it's a very niche music style, I guess. I call it industrial, or for a while I called it indie-tronic, which maybe that's what it is. It's a really small sub-genre. And it never really caught on in the wide market of things. But when I got into radio broadcasting with podcasting, back with the ill-fated Let's Talk About the Music, and I am going to mention them here, and I know she's going to be mad that I'm talking about it because she gets mad anytime I say anything about it, but I'm not talking about it this time in a way that's negative per se, because it was a good experience for me. It was a good experience for me. And I would probably still be there if, the person involved with that wasn't who she is. Because I put a lot of work into that. I tried. It wasn't my project, but I did my best to try to make it something special. And I think I accomplished the goal while I was there for the time that I was there. It's never been the same since. It still kind of exists in some fashion, and you can go see it if you want, but it's not. It's not what it was. But from there, I did a couple of smaller shows of my own. I did the Ambient Web, which didn't last very long because of, again, the person in charge of that other radio station. I did the Dirty Rotten Weekend, which I started doing on hiatus from that after I thought I'd gotten fired. And then when I was brought back on, I still kept it up a little bit. And then I quit because it was what it was. But I took the Dirty Rotten Weekend with me, and I kept that going for a little while. But I had a lot going on at the time, and I couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't, so. But along all of that, we have This Uncanny Earth. I grew into that, and we're on 318 episodes now. We've been really moving that along for a long time. And that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't get that first break. And learn how to do what I do now, which is to be relatively entertaining in an authentic way. People are like, what are you talking about? So, long story short, I have a lot more content coming. I have a lot more things that I want to do. I've got a lot more videos to make. We're on 1,000 now with this one, and I plan on keeping going until we get to 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000, and we just keep on going year after year indefinitely. And I want to thank, of course, all of my subscribers, all of my watchers, everybody that's watched even just a few minutes of everything. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Even if you don't really like it, if you've given it a chance, thank you anyway. Because all you had to do was give it a chance. And I'm not saying everybody's going to like it. I'm not going to say it's the best thing on the internet today. But I like doing it, and I appreciate everybody who's at least giving it a few minutes out of their day. Thank you. So here is a toast to you. And I'm going to keep on going with it. If you want to keep up with all of my adventures from here on out, everything is connected to the website ltatm.net. Let's talk about the madness. You'll see I changed the word from where I was before to where I am now, because it's got to be madness to do all the things that I'm doing with the robots and the drinks and the games and all that stuff. So, once again, thank you. Please go to the website, check it out. You can watch the YouTube videos there. You can also check out the official forums. We have a lot of stuff we can talk about. You can check out the web store. I've got t-shirts. I've got all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of stuff there. This Uncanny Earth is there. Let's Talk About This is there. My music is there. Everything. ltatm.net. Let's talk about the madness. And thank you. Here on my 1,000th 1,000th video. It's hard to say on YouTube. And here's to 1,000 more. Have a good night.